We're in today with the R5 240. This is a 2013 video card with 384 shaders. It's got 1 GB of VRAM GDDR3 running at 825 MHz on the core clock, 1000 MHz on the memory clock, 64 bits bus width, DirectX 11, and today we're gonna pair it up with this i7-6950X with 10 cores and 20 threads. Today I have two of them in Crossfire enabled. The best thing I can do for them is just jump in a couple of games and see how it holds. Let's go. Let's start with the unthinkable GTA 4. It's running on Crossfire, so this is very important. You know, in GPUZ it didn't manage to show that is enabled two GPUs, but in the software it's got Crossfire, enabled Crossfire as a profile, but because it doesn't have a cable, I think it doesn't show in GPUZ there. That's the only problem I have on the software side with the GPUZ, but all I can say, you can see that I have two of them in Crossfire. They are working. I got 200 megabytes utilized. I think 149 it's process VRAM that is in the middle of the GPUs actually utilized. I think in this situation you can see that it's running with 720p with low details, okay-ish. There's not a lot of problems with this, but adjustments can be done in such a way that you can get this video card in Crossfire around really smooth, because I got a lot of spikes, you know, even though it's giving me nice averages here, it's very volatile. It's everywhere, you know. Under 200 watts with this video card in Crossfire, it's good. It doesn't consume too much because it's an X8 video card, so it's got low TDP, but enable two of them in Crossfire. It's apparently it's an option, you know, just in case you're interested on getting more FPS and you don't know how to do it, you know, with one video card. I mean, it's not ideal because this R5 240, it's a very low performant video card. It's very entry level and stuff like that, and medium to high range video card will do a better job in this case. But I just wanted to show you how the video card is holding here with this video card in Crossfire. If I'm driving a car, apparently it's totally different, because usually when you're driving it, it shows you a different type of performance. And yes, look at the spikes, it's everywhere. I got 11 FPS on 1%, 15 on minimal. It's spiking, you know. I think activating VSync and stopping this madness will be beneficial for you with this video card. R5 240 in Crossfire. Yes, a lot of work needs to be done in this case. It doesn't use too much VRAM. It's got a good VRAM, you know. The type of the VRAM is good, GDDR3, you know. Core load is maxed out. Temperature wise, it's not very stressed. I mean, you have to have a big chip and enough power in order for you to heat up this core, you know. But in this case, you can see that with that 550 megahertz, it's 550 megahertz. Why? It makes no sense. In MS Afterburner it says 825 megahertz on the core, and in here it shows me 550. Maybe it's the Crossfire, maybe it's the drivers, I don't know. I used the old 15.6, 15.7 in order to show me R5 240. If I use a newer version of a driver, it's going to show me 350 as a video card, and I was like, okay, this is not okay, but maybe the new drivers will have been better. I don't know, but it's working, you know. Let's try other games and see how it's performing there. In GTA 5 with 720p with normal details, I disable everything here, long shadows and stuff like that. I have nothing. I have 100% render scale, but 720p vanilla, normal, and I want to see how much VRAM it's utilizing, because in the settings it shows me that the video card has got 1 GB of VRAM, but because I have two of them, it shows me 2 GB of VRAM. So I want to see if it's passing over 1 GB of VRAM. I can justify GTA 5 with this video card. Apparently in GTA 4 it was a big mess, but with GTA 5 apparently to R5 240 it's not bad. They got like 60 FPS on average. In this situation you can see I got 800 megabytes of VRAM utilized, 1 gig of VRAM per core, and 100% load on this occasion. This is a great performance from this on 720p. Normal details for this video card, it's justifiable. Seriously, I like the performance. 210 watts consumption from this computer. Temperature wise is good. Everything it's spot on with this Crossfire. Doesn't have any glitches. Everything is working great. I think the best thing I can do for this setup is just go online and see if it managed to handle, because that's the only way I can utilize more than 1 gig of VRAM if I jump online. And if I jump online, I think it's gonna reach 1 gig of VRAM, and I can say, you know what, 2 or 5 240s are good for GTA 5 on 720p online. I wanna see if this card helps me get that 1 gig of VRAM. I mean, over 1 gig of VRAM. Usually I take this road and see how the video card is performing. Most of the time it's reaching 1 gig of VRAM, but hopefully I can justify it, you know. R5 240 in Crossfire in GTA 5 online doesn't reach 1 gig of VRAM utilized. I mean, I'm on 720p with normal details, and theoretically should be utilized. Temperature wise is good, core load is utilized properly, you know what I mean? Even though it's on 100%, it still does the job perfectly. With the old drivers, you can see that it shows me that it's got the real name here in the settings, you know? With the new drivers, it shows me a different type of video card. But it's averaging around 60 FPS, you know? In some cases, dropping to 50 FPS. Not great, you know? I wish I had better FPS, but this is the best I can do. In order to get this Crossfire GPU combination online with 60 FPS, I have to fiddle with the render scale. I put 0.8 on the render scale and it's gonna hold much better. So yes, I try my best to drive to the city and see if I can feel that 1 gig of VRAM, but no, it's hovering around 980, and that's the maximum this video card is gonna push. I like it, you know. I'm not condemning the video card because it does the job, and in this situation it's quite adequate. In order to test this game, in order to see the MSI Afterburner, I have to keep enhanced lights in order to get some readings on the performance on this video card. I got minimal details, 720p, but the only problem is that it's got enhanced light. If I put it on static light, I'm 100% I will have got here hundreds of FPS. But with enhanced light, you can see that it's kind of struggling here to get any playable FPS. But I just wanted to show you how the game looks on 720p with minimal quality but enhanced light. It's one of those experiences in which I don't understand. Maybe I have to put my old software in order to get the readings from this game, but in this situation it doesn't show me too many things, you know, good. You know, not many things are great in this position. Look at this, 20 FPS on average, huge MS, it's barely holding in this case. I got 500 megabytes of VRAM utilized here, maximum load on the video card's core. Good temperature though, it doesn't overheat the video card, but in this case it's not playable. I think the best thing I can do is just put it to static light and see how it's performing. You know? I know it's not lagging because it feels very smooth. The performance is spot on, and if I wanted to play the game and say, oh, I don't have any MSI Afterburner with this, but it feels now very snappy. It feels like it's running really nice. You can feel the FPS it's here. I even have the HDMI 2.0 in this case, and it's gonna put around 100 and 140 hertz in the monitor. So I know it feels great, you know, with this combination, with this static light. This is static light and minimal details on 720p. Feels very smooth, but I don't have any FPS counter. You can fiddle around in this game, but I started with 720p and medium details. There's a lot of spikes here, there's a lot of interesting performance. It's everywhere, this performance, but I wanted to show you how it looks and how it's performing. It's one of those performances that it's showing me the true colors of this Crossfire. It's got 60 FPS, yes. It feels like it's got only 30 FPS, you know, even though the number is there, it feels very horrible. It's like the performance on the Crossfire, it's not that great, you know. Sometimes I got, look, 5 ms, and the moment I start looking around and looking at the plates, you know, engaging with the field of view, you're gonna see that I got lots of spikes here and there, you know. So in some situation it's not okay. If I go around the map, if I wanna engage with the places, you're gonna see that I got different type of performance. I got like 60 FPS. The core is not, in some situation, not utilized at maximum. 41, 43 degrees on the video card score. It's holding okay-ish, you know, in this case. The memory clock and the core clock is throttling down because that is not utilized. Even though I disable safe mode in MS Afterburner, it still does that. The only thing it doesn't go down is the core frequency, that it says 550. But in MS Afterburner, it's set up to be 835 or something like that. I don't know why it's like that, but maybe it's from the Crossfire. See, it's dropping to 300. I specifically clicked on that disable power mode, power safe mode in order to run at full clock speed. Look at this, 30 FPS, 26 on minimal, 13 on 1%. There's a lot of stutter, you know, maybe the data, it's bottleneck because of there is no cable on Crossfire, you know, and the GPU, it's on X8, it's only half of the pins on the socket, you know, so crossfiring them, it's gonna be bottlenecked by the bandwidth on the video card score, you know. Not okay, you know. It looks okay, it runs okay, I like it, you know, but in this case I will definitely like to put lower quality and lower resolution in order to get less than 100% load on the core in order to feel more stable. Look at the spines. See, it's everywhere. In Far Cry with this Crossfire, gonna see that it's holding pretty well with 720p and low details. I got 200 megabytes of VRAM utilization. I have to put the whole quality on DirectX 9 in order to get playable FPS, but it looks okay, you know, it's low quality, can't expect too much from this game. I got little hiccups here and there, you know, sometimes it's black screen, sometimes it's not working, you know, I have to restart one time, but all in all, I can say that if you do the right settings, you can actually see on 720p, you get this game running with low details. 720p, you know, with low details is okay. I got nearly 220 watts consumption from this because it's giving me nearly 80 FPS on average. Not good minimals, but overall performance is stable. It's not good, it's stable, yeah, and I don't have a lot of conflict with this. It's running. I will say in some situation it's okay, in some situation it's got very bad performance, but in this case with 100% load on the core, temperature wise is good, it's delivering the performance. Far Cry can be played with this video card, with this Crossfire combination. And it does help to have a second video card. I don't know how it's performing with one video card, but I'm 100% sure it's not the same like this one. If I drive the car, does it run the same? Maybe it's got different type of performance. Come on. Yeah. Look at him. Look at him. Oh! Driving around here. Let's have some fun. Come on, let's jump. Let's run, baby. Yeah, he's chasing me. Holy smoke. I'm in an action here with this Crossfire combination. This R5 apparently is still holding. Oh my god. Oh, no. The only thing I will do here in this case, I will use VSync and stabilize the core. In some situation, it's dropping below playable FPS. Depending on the instance, how I'm looking. See, 60, 70 FPS. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I was on DirectX 11 on the preset and I had artifacts. In order to get rid of the artifacts, I have to swap it to DirectX 9 in order to get this image, you know, and not blinking. It was like flashing, every texture, everything was flashing. I'm like, okay, with DirectX 11 Crossfire is not working. But in this case, with DirectX 9, you can see that the game it's holding pretty well and not bad. Oh no. This is a very interesting performance with Fallout because I got 720p with low details. The Crossfire is working, but I have to, for some reason this software, this application from AMD disabled VSync in Fallout, and I'm very surprised. I thought, man, can I put this VSync off? Seriously, it runs only with 60 FPS. Look at this AMD software. This software is managing to disable it around 90 FPS. It's very volatile with the MS, but I can see it's very snappy. I like to see this game running with so many FPS. Not going to lie, this is a very interesting performance from this video card, from this Crossfire setup. I got only 170 utilized on the megabytes on the VRAM. It's low details. This is how I grew up, with low details. So 720p with low details, it feels like home for me. But this FPS is tripping me over to see 80 FPS on average. You see, let me average it again and see how it's performing. On the memory, because it's not utilizing the memory, see how it's downclocking the frequency. And I love that. I love this idea how this game is utilizing this hardware. This is a very interesting performance from this. Not gonna lie, it's something that I would really like to put on my PC and play. I think this idea of this video card in Crossfire will be very beneficial for retro games. You know, when you say, you know what, once on Crossfire, I'm interested on playing this game, but I don't want to invest too much money. I'm 100% sure if you put an A series high-end or enthusiast level video card on a machine, it's gonna perform perfect, you know, outstanding performance with a high-end video card. You need to understand that there's options for this. You know, you can make this type of hardware run in your advantage, and I like it. Does it run Crysis? Let's see how it's running with 720p and low details. First, I want to see the maximum performance this video card is offering here with 720p. It's looking okay even with low details. I will play like this. It feels like Far Cry, and you know, it's okay. You know, the quality is not that bad for me. Some people say, it looks very horrible. I mean, yeah, okay. I want to drive the story. I want to play the game. I want to utilize an R5 240. And for me, this is acceptable. You know, nearly 200 watts consumption from the computer. Looks okay. It's running okay. I got 500 megabytes of VRAM utilized almost. Hundreds of FPS. I think this is a good performance on low details. And if I'm interested on utilizing this video card with more quality, I think it can push. Let's try medium details. This is medium details. Look at this. Let's average the FPS. I got no anti-aliasing, hence why I got that squarey edges, you know, the rough edges. I can put 2x on anti-aliasing, but I wanted to see only as a preset without it, how it's performing. 80 FPS is good. Didn't manage to reach 500 megabytes of VRAM. So I think you have to walk around the map and play the missions in order to average the FPS in this situation. But until now, everything is good. The most important thing in this situation is to see how it's behaving on the VRAM side. On the core, it's mega loaded. Temperature-wise is good, under 50 degrees. That's actually a decent temperature for this Crossfire. Considering the video cards are small, it's quite adequate, you know, because it doesn't consume too many watts. See, 200 watts, the whole computer, 2 or 5 in Crossfire. I mean, it looks okay-ish, you know, even on medium details. You know, I'm looking for my... Is this a butterfly or a bug? Disappointed. I found a bug on medium details. Very disappointed. You know, I cannot play the game like this anymore. Let's see how this Crossfire is running in Battlefield. I think it's gonna be very interesting on the performance side. Look at it. 720p with low details. It's utilizing the VRAM, 600 megabytes of VRAM utilized in this case. I think because of the core is so weak, you cannot do too many things here in this case. Come on, kill assist. Yes, you look at that. I managed to do a kill assist with the AA gun. I'm sitting here. So if you're playing with an AA gun here, supporting your team here with artillery, you can actually see get 60 FPS on average. The average is good in this case. Let's see how it's running in a tank or something like this, because it's gonna be a very interesting performance from this video card combination. 600 megabytes of VRAM is good. Utilization almost at maximum. Not bad from a Crossfire like this. Temperature is good. Averages is good. I got only 48% power in order to deliver this temperature. I will call this a win. So yeah, I'll take it. Oh, there is a plonker there with RPG. Look at that, enemy killed. The plonker was here with the RPG. This is very interesting. 720p with maximum details in this Call of Duty. Almost got playable FPS. In some cases, you can see it's dipping below playable. I got 33 on 1%. It's not okay. 64 on minimal, still holding pretty well. 600 megabytes of VRAM utilized. That's good. What the heck was that? In some situation, you see that it's got less than 100% load on the core. 43, 45 degrees on the video card's core. Nearly 700 megabytes of VRAM utilized. Oh, yeah. One bullet didn't manage. Did one bullet didn't manage to go on him at the beginning? What was that? If I'm interested on playing this game, I can do some custom adjustments and I think I will get even better FPS, seriously. If it's almost reaching 90 FPS, you're gonna see that it's utilizing the core at maximum, but in some cases it's dipping below playable FPS, and I think maximum detail is too much, and I can do some custom settings in order to get this Crossfire stable. But at this stage, I will say is definitely a nice performance from this, and it deserves more custom settings. Oh, look at that, 30 FPS, 29. The minimal is showing me the real truth of this Crossfire, because you see there's a lot of spikes here and there, and not okay in that case. Very interesting idea to see today, Crossfire like this. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite entertaining for a low-end GPU like this to be utilized in multi-GPU rendering solution, you know. Crossfire. I had a disappointment because I actually have more than two. You know, I have, here, look at this. 4 of them actually, and I thought I can use a third one, you know, but the whole setup doesn't support. It's only running two-way Crossfire. I actually thought it would be ideal. Maybe there is a solution in the future to put 2 of them, 4 of them in Crossfire. Would be very, very bananas, you know, to see them working together on actually achieving a better performance. I like them. I appreciate the idea this video card is offering, but I'm 100% sure you can find a video card that can outperform this combination. It's using the same wattage, same money, or even cheaper. And I think in a situation like this, it's not recommendable, you know. But if you have them for free, if you have them like this, you know, for free, if you have them, yeah, it's good to know what you can do with them if you don't pay money on them. And if you put the right setup, you can actually end up utilizing them in some old titles with Crossfire, and they can perform really well. I'm not recommending Windows 10. I'm recommending only a good driver. I think with an old operating system it will do the same, but with old games it will be even better. So in the future maybe I will put this combination in my older machine and see how it's running with the old games, you know, because today the theme was 720p with low details, high details and stuff like that in order to see how it's performing. But I didn't even dare to go on 1080p because I tried a couple of them and they were like not okay, you know. It was not performing. It was very volatile, this Crossfire, because of that PCI Express lane bottleneck. 64 bits bus width, yeah. So it's recommendable if they are for free or you pay a coffee for them or something, next to nothing. That's it, you know, just to learn about Crossfire or entertain yourself with some old titles. Not very powerful. I don't know what happened with that 825 megahertz on the clock speed, or maybe it was running with that but it didn't show in MS Afterburner, or it was stuck on 550 in Crossfire. I don't know. I'll put one video card like this and we're gonna have some fun in some normal games and see maybe the video card is gonna run much better. I don't know. It's a very interesting setup and I'm very happy that I managed to show you. But if you have any suggestion for this setup or for the machine, leave a comment, smash that like button, and I will see you very soon.